Is that the end? No, of course not. Does say any choice on January 25. So, there's got to be more to it. I was blinded by the light. Where is this place? It felt as if my consciousness was slowly forming back to its original shape. My memory was vague. I felt like I was still in the grips of sleep, and reluctantly dragging myself back to the dim haze of consciousness. Then it felt as though my consciousness suddenly gathered in one place. Where am I? The first thing my eyes saw was the familiar ceiling of my bedroom. Apparently I was sleeping in my room. Yume looked into my face when I woke up. Yume, what happened to me? Yume shouted towards... Why am I reading in this voice? Towards the doorway without answering my question. Head hurts. Why am I here? What happened? I was right, I was looking for Sakura-san in Sakura Park. It's kind of... Was it named after her? Well, no, it's because of Sakuras and Sakura trees, and her name just happens to be the same and all. So, they obviously did that on purpose. Then what happened? Oh, that's right. I tried to sit up, but it made my head spin, so I laid back down. Yume got upset. Did you carry me here? Where in the hell did they show up then? I see. I looked out the window. It looked like it was late afternoon, the sky was red. It's already 4. Have I really been sleeping for the last 4 or 5 hours? Yesterday? So today is... Where's Anzu? Really? Anzu came into the room before Yume finished.
Yoshiyuki,
I tried to sit up again, but I felt dizzy again, so I stayed down. As you can see, I'm healthy as a stud. I raised my arms to pose like a tough guy. Even that required serious effort. I must be really sick. Yeah. I rubbed my stomach. I felt feverish, but I was hungry. Anzu sighed in relief. Oh, don't. I can't. I can go downstairs myself. Even if he could, he'd fall on his ass. But... Yume stuck her tongue out at me and stormed out of the room. Oh, Otome is here? I tried to remember what Otome was like the day before yesterday. I thought the reason Otome was dispirited might be related to Sakura-san. Anzu unexpectedly took my hand. You know, this whole instant reminds me of Little Busters. Protagonist in that Riki, he has some condition, I forget what it was called. where he'd sometimes just randomly pass out. And it like freaked out like some of the other characters whenever they'd see it for the first time, but to like his friends that he had known from childhood, it was pretty much a normal thing. They'd just be like, "Oh no!" And they just kind of like, it's not like an everyday thing to them, but they've seen it before, so they're not nearly as freaked out by it. That's what it reminds me of. Her hand felt cold, maybe because I had a fever. I heard you've been taking care of me all the time. Thanks. By the way, did you find out anything about Sakura-san after that? I see. Anzu told me that Sakura-san's trail went cold at Sakura Park. According to the police, there'd been no report that somebody who matched the description of Sakura-san left the island. The door opened and Otome entered. Appeared. Yume was behind her with a tray. No, she said that she looked paler than me. Otome, yeah, I'm holding up. I nodded and tried sitting up again. I can't gather my strength. Thanks, Anzu. I'm fine. I'm hungry as ever. I felt that I shouldn't make Otome more worried than she already was, so I faked a smile as much as possible. Phew, I feel alive again. Thanks to the porridge Otome gave me, my stomach was content. Oh, this was great. Thank you. After I finished the meal, Yume stood up and urged Otome. You know, how long have I been recording? Around about the usual time, I suppose. But I'm continuing recording, partly because I want to know how long it takes to get to the other ending that you can get for this route. Actually, let me check. Yeah, the walkthrough just says any choice on the 25th, so it's kind of vague. I don't know what's gonna happen in this at all. So I'm still a bit curious, so we're gonna continue. Hey, what are we gonna do about Sakura-san?
Sakura-sanのことは心配だけど、もう尽くせる手は尽くしたし。とりあえず目が覚めたばかりなんだから、今日のところは休んでて。
But still, Otome looked at me seriously.
ね。
Her eyes made her look like she was determined to do something. Otome, what do you know?
え?
Otome scowled then. She turned her face down and fell silent.
お姉ちゃんどうしちゃったの？本当に何か知ってるの？
Yume looked Otome in the eyes.
ごめん。今は何も。
Otome answered, still looking down.
ともかく何か分かったら知らせるから、弟くんはゆっくり休んで。ほら、帰りましょう、ゆめちゃん。うん。それじゃあ雪村さん、あとはお願いね。
Otome rushed out of the room.
待ってよ、お姉ちゃん。待って。
Yume followed her in a rush. Anzu and I were left alone after Yume and Otome went home. Silence filled the room. Come to think of it, I hadn't been able to pay much attention to Anzu because of Sakura-san's disappearance, and now I'm starting to well, actually, I kind of already thought that a while back, didn't I? Like, you know, this whole sudden plot with Sakura-san and all that? Makes it seem like this is probably what happens. He pays less attention to Anzu, and by the time he gets to the end of the route, he ends up with a crappier ending because he didn't pay as much attention because of this happened, and he didn't even end up getting the gift because he forgot all about it. Sorry that I made you worry. I'm just kind of dreading the ending at this point. Is it gonna be depressing or what? I don't like depressing endings. I opened my mouth to break the silence. Anzu shook her head a little and held me.
Yoshiyuki が目を覚ましてくれてよかった。このままYoshiyukiが目覚めなくて、また一人になっちゃったらどうしようって思った。ごめんね。Yoshiyukiは園長先生が心配でたまらないのに、私自分のことばっかりで。大切な人がいなくなった悲しみは、私自分が一番よく知ってるはずなのにね。
Thank you, Anzu. I kissed her. How long had it been since we last kissed? Good point, actually. Last time I recall, wasn't it, it was in the previous recording session, wasn't it, with the sleepover thing? I indulged in the touch of her lips. And then it went into the next day. One more day. The way she just appeared on screen like that. That was fast. Anzu held the thermometer in her hand and frowned. How is it? Is it still high?
37.6 度.
Oh, that's almost a normal temperature, right? Anzu held me down when I tried to get up.
バカ言わないで。確かに昨日よりは下がってるけど。
Still no good?
当然ね。
Anzu calmly nodded. Maybe it was her strength that she could stay calm even when her partner was sick.
食欲は？
A bit.
それだけが救いね。待ってて。今お粥作ってくるから。
Ooh, I want to eat a greasy katsudon or greasy ramen would do too.
実物を目の前にしたら、そんなこと言えなくなると思うけど。
Well, that was true. I felt heartburn just from mentioning the names of those dishes.
待ってて。愛情たっぷりのお粥、作ってきてあげるから。
Anzu grinned and left the room. Love, huh? It wouldn't be bad.
して。
Anzu carried the spoon to my mouth. It was just the opposite of the situation from the other day. Yum nom nom. What the fuck is that? It's good. It tasted different from Otme's or my porridge, but it had something that took me in it. I'm just thinking of Goldilocks and all that, just like, oh, but this porridge was just right. It's great, I'm moved. Moved? Tears? No, I'm not. It's really delicious. Give me another spoonful. 実はね、この間Yoshiyukiにお粥作ってもらってから自分でもちょっと研究してみたの。と言ってもレシピの本読んでみただけだけどね。こんなに早く試せる日が来るとは思わなかったな。By the way, isn't it Monday today? そうだけど。Oh, it's Thursday, as I'm recording anyway. Anzu, did you go to school? サボった。Is that alright? I was sort of glad that you took a day off for me, but I felt bad at the same time. 一番大切な人が熱を出して倒れてるんだから、こっちの方が大事でしょ。Anzu nodded as if she did the right thing. It was really like her to have such clear priorities. It might somehow be normal for Anzu to say something like that, but it made me feel ticklish for some reason. ほら、もっと食べて。
Yoshiyuki? 起きて。Yoshiyuki?
Someone was calling for me. I quickly regained consciousness.
おはよ、Yoshiyuki.
Anzu. For a moment I couldn't understand why she was in my room, but then I remembered. It feels embarrassing to have you wake me up.
新鮮でいいでしょ。
You know, he's lying down in bed this whole time, and I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I was sitting down like at the start of the recording, but now I'm lying down, just like, my legs, man. Just like, I should really do these recordings at a desk, you know? Play at the desk a bit, and just record. Much easier. I've got a desk, for crying out loud, and I rarely use it. I mean, the only reason I didn't do any much recording on the desk is because the microphone wouldn't pick up the audio very well. But nowadays I don't have to do that because I'm using a built-in mic until I can even find my backup microphone. Yeah. Then we kissed. I feel like we're grown-ups.
こんなとこ、園長先生に見つかったら怒られちゃうね。
Then she picks that exact moment to show up. She's like, "What are you doing?" Anzu blushed. You're right. Where did Sakura-san go? I looked out the window.
体調はどんな感じ？
And I don't think I'm sick anymore. I was a bit shaky, but I recovered enough.
じゃあ、学校行けそう？
Yeah.
じゃあ、着替えたら降りてきてね。ご飯、できてるから。
Anzu smiled and kissed me on the cheek before she left the room. It was hard to explain, but it felt good. I headed to school together with Anzu. I'd been walking to school with Otome and Yume, but this was my first time with Anzu. It felt different. What? Has he not walked to school with Anzu before? Like, just the two of them? Because I'm pretty sure they have. She was like my friend. What? She was like my family. I realized that she was my partner. I was wondering where you were going with that there. Oh, nothing. I turned my eyes away from her in a rush. Then I saw Suginami walking this way.
Oh, 目覚めたか。体の具合はどうだ?
Oh, so this is the any choice one, is it? I was feeling great until I saw you. I'm only doing okay. I'm fully recovered. Oh, well, I'm alright. I'm only doing okay. I still feel a bit dizzy.
あまり無理はするなよ。
You're worried about me? Is this the end of the world?
褒めるなよ。
That wasn't a compliment. You carried me back to my house, right? Thanks, man.
なーに、桜井に恩を売っておくのは後々何かと役に立ちそうだからな。気にするな。時に雪村、桜井と一緒に登校してきたみたいだが、家の方向は逆ではなかったか？
そんなの察しなさい。
なるほど。押しかけ女房というわけだな。なかなかやるじゃないか。まあ、雪村らしいといえばらしいが。
Suginami nodded as if he knew everything. Hey, don't talk like you know everything. She's just been...
桜井には聞いていない。俺は今、雪村と話をしているのだ。なあ。
杉並。私、義行の体調が安定するまでしばらく住み込みで義行の看病をすることにしたからよろしくね。
なるほど、了解。
Huh? I stared at Anzu's face. Anzu, are you... She's going to stay at my house? I was lost for words, then Akane and Coco appeared from behind.
義行くんだ。もう体は大丈夫なの？
I was until you showed up. That choice,
倒れたって聞いたからびっくりしたよ。
Well, I'm doing fine.
本当に大丈夫？なんか変な冷や汗かいてるけど。顔も赤いよ。熱あるんじゃない？
まあ聞け、花咲、月島。雪村はこれからしばらく桜井の家で暮らすことにしたのだそうだ。
Hey, Suginami! Akane and Coco looked at each other.
押しかけ女房ですな。私もその方がいいと思うよ。
Coco.
そういうわけだから、よろしくね、Yoshiyuki。
Okay. To be honest, it'd be great if she could stay at my house, but if Akane and Suginami's curious eyes, I was feeling something suspicious. Was it really going to be alright? He suspects that the plot may have a bad ending in the midst of its denseness. I don't even know what I'm talking about. After homeroom was over and the teacher left the classroom, all my classmates started making noise as usual. It's gonna be a really long, drawn-out ending, though. Because seriously, I was expecting it to, like, kind of skip to the 25th for some reason. I just had that in mind. I was like, because if it's gonna be the whole route in one go kind of thing, but it has a bad ending, the only difference, then what the hell? Yeah, it doesn't really focus on Anzu much at all. I was watching them somewhat disconnectedly.
どう？調子。
I'm doing okay, but still a bit under the weather. Anzu looked into my face with concern. Don't give me that face, I'm alright.
ならいいけど。
Anyway, let's go home. Why don't we get some groceries for dinner on the way? Akane stepped into our conversation. What?
聞いた。ここちゃん。聞いた。アンズ、帰りに夕食の材料買ってこうぜ。だって、恋人同士の会話を超越してるなんてもんじゃないもん。レベルの差が一気に開いちゃった感じはあるね。
Hey, girls.
微妙にセリフ違ってるし。漫画で言うなら、私たちって最初は鳴り物入りのライバルとして登場したのに、強さのインフレですっかり解説役になってしまったキャラね。
Akane, I hate to break it to you, but you don't even have a route in this game. Maybe in one of the added extensions to the game, but not this. Coco, she was in there, but you are just a side character until they added an expansion kind of thing. And even then, I'm not entirely sure if they gave her a route.
悲しいね。
The life of a side character is just so really depressing. Let's go home. I mean, look at Wataru, man. Now you know how he feels. He's been put off the plot entirely. He just wanted to get laid. He didn't get his wish. He didn't even get to go out with Coco or anything. He didn't get nothing. He got kicked to the curb.
そうね。待ってよ。本当に置いてかないで。校門まで一緒に行こうよ。
And then there's Suginami, who couldn't give a shit.
行きましょう。待ってってば。それじゃあね。バイバイ。ごめんね。一緒に帰れなくて。なんの。離れていても私たちの友情は不滅よ。アンズ。
Oops, Akane sounded like she was acting.
そうだよ。Yoshiyukiにボロクズのように捨てられたらいつでも帰ってきてね。あんたたち強烈ね。冗談。吉野さん、早く帰ってくるといいね。
Yeah, thanks.
急がないとバスの時間が。じゃあね。
Akane waved and ran off.
私もここで失礼するね。
Oh, aren't you walking home with us?
ちょっとね、寄ってくところがあるんだ。ア アンズ、またね。ヨシユキ、お大事に。
Coco waved a little and ran off in the old direction from where Akane had gone. They're gone.
気を使ってるつもりなのよ、誰でも。
You think so?
わかるわ。友達付き合い長いし。
You're right. So, what do? Do you want to go to the supermarket? You know, this recording session's a stretch. How long should we go now? Well, only like maybe an extra 20 or so minutes since that point when I checked it last. My god, it feels like a lot more time's passed than it actually has. But I'm gonna call it a part anyway. We're going to remember, I'll do this on screen just so I don't screw it up. Somehow, just like once I like click stop, I suddenly just like save on this instead of this. So no save file added. So, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.